FM 102.3 Abuja. You also get to call in as well at that time to share your 2 cents on the trending stories in the world of sport. And of course, at 9 a.m., it'll be time for us to talk politics and current affairs. Speaking of which, the happenings in River State, quite frankly, we really cannot get enough or even get over it. It's a developing story, so we're going to be continuing from where we stopped on Wednesday precisely. I'm sure that yesterday we also made it to the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, but today, knowing that the Senate yesterday adopted the proclamation of the emergency rule in Rivers State. We're going to be looking at the implication, the security implication of this development on Rivers State, and whether or not a proclamation on emergency rule can indeed address political crisis across states in the country. Because from what we are hearing, I would like to quote, the government things out of proportion. Well, we've been made to understand that the government, would not hesitate to serve severe sanctions, including a state of emergency, on any other state where the nation's economic interest is threatened. So will it be safe to, or even intelligent to say, perhaps going to be the new normal now? And this should be figures there are across the states to always sheath their swords and give peace a chance, as opposed to going back and forth, bickering and trying to cause unrest in the state. Anywho, we're going to be having this conversation with a public and security analyst at the 9 o'clock hour this morning. Developing story. So there is a new twist to it already, as the administrator has been sworn in and they took the oath of office. So some legal practitioners are already questioning the legality of this, decision or this development. So are we having a political crisis only, or we are also having a constitutional crisis at this point in time? Well, that will be just about it at the 9 o'clock hour this morning on Eagles Outlook. And well, it does not end there, because there is now a mix or a stretch into the media extra now. So at 10 a.m. it'll be time for the general open banter. And the focus is going to be on a woman's ability to earn a living and whether or not it is dependent on her husband. Because a Nigerian man made a comment and he's been able to throw social media into a frenzy. It's been greeted with views and counter views. People are saying, come on, what makes you think that for a woman to earn a living, she must seek some sort of permission from her husband? And from what this man is saying, it is a privilege, not a right, for a woman to earn a living. So I'm very sure that you'd like to chew on this as well, but don't worry, save your thoughts for the 10 a.m. hour. That will be on the general open banter this morning. And of course, at 11 o'clock, we get to focus on the city of Abuja. We know that a lot has happened in the last 48 hours. Yes, that rocked Karu on Wednesday evening to the truck, right, that also had an accident yesterday. I mean, it leaves us with a lot to take. Now, a major question on the lips of residents in Abuja would be the fact that why is it somewhat of a tall order to restrict these heavy duty trucks, restrict their movement to midnight, so we'll not have these issues over and over again and again, because it's really very disturbing. And it's no longer news that aside the explosion that happened on Wednesday evening around Karu, is like a tradition for these trucks, whether the Dangote trucks or what have you, the ones conveying cement, the ones conveying fertilizers or what have you, they are just fond of breaking down or falling on the roads, and it takes quite a long time for the relevant stakeholders to tow these trucks off the roads, thereby causing gridlock for people coming into the city center from Marabanyanya axis. So, is this a tradition that has come to stay or not? How do we harmonize our thoughts and reach a point of departure? That will be the focus on Abuja now at 11 a.m. today on the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show. You might want to call it the EMR once again. And all of these, dear listener, would be accompanied with the very best of music. I mean, when it comes to the very best of music, you can always count us first. And it's been a long time we heard this popular song, As It Dey Sweet Us, It Dey Pain Them, As It Dey Pain Them, Omo It Dey Sweet Us. This song is quite peculiar to one person. I'm not going to mention the name right now, so it won't look like one is trying to cause a stir on radio. Not really to see how things would unfold from both ends of the divide, or sides of the divide. My name is Omoife Peace Osemere. Thank you so much for staying with us. You might want to call me Hajia Efe or Princess Adeze 1. Thank you very much. Now, today is such a remarkable day in history, talking about the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Now, 60 years of anti-racism convention, progress and achievement in the fight against racial discrimination. Now, the 2025 theme of the International Day is of racial discrimination. Now, on December 21, 1965, just to give you an insight now, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, and it actually marked a groundbreaking step into the global effort, to eradicate racism, and as the first of the UN's core international human rights treaties, set the stage for future human rights. And its commitment to eliminating racial discrimination and promoting equality underpins the ongoing fight against racist ideas and practices, right, aiming to foster global understanding and unity free from racial segregation. It's very, very important because we know that in recent times, racism, religious differences, regional or tribal differences, have now I wouldn't want to say that they've been on the front burner, but somehow they've been shaping our thought patterns, our opinions, our decisions negatively, and it's really a very disturbing trend, even within the African continent. Yes, it might not be racism, but we are just somewhat intolerant, towards one another, okay? And it's really a very disturbing trend. But looking at the theme of the International Day, right, the International Day of the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, it is 60th anniversary of the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. So all forms of racial discrimination should be talked about with every form of intentionality, not just today, but always. And this should be the trend across the globe. All right. I'll leave it there this morning, dear listener. Let me quickly greet you in the way that we know how to do best. Well, I really don't have the strength to get on my legs this morning or my feet to do that because the coffee plug has been doing the most lately. I don't know what's going on. Is it the economy or the placed on suspension by who? I don't even know. Very quickly, the Hausas would say inakwana, and I like to add to it kuntashi lahi. I'm sure the response would be lahi alo. Well, the Yorubas would say ekaro. That's right. The Igbos would say ochutuoma, and the Igalas in Kogi State would say olodudu. And the good people of Akwa Ibom State, that's the Udwa Daniels people, they'll say Amesire. That almost got me, I'm not gonna lie. And coming back to the nation's capital where we have the Baggies, they would say Agife. Well, the last but not the least would be the good people of Isoko Nation in Delta State who would say Emamuriakeo. That's right. And for a number of listeners that will actually have the reservations because they think they will not be greeting them in their local dialect, apologies, but time would not really permit one to do all of that. So when you call in this morning in the course of the pages, you might just want to say hello to me in your dialect, and please let me know the dialect or the tribe that you are repping on the show this morning. Very quickly, dear listener, let us intimate you on 10 things that you need to know for today. To start off with, the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC), Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, has said the payment of 77,000 naira allowance will start by the end of this month. He said the NYSC, a federal government, to the welfare of corps members and would continue to ensure that their well-being is a priority at all times. I would have loved to ring the bell to that, but let's wait till the end of the month, right? Am I being pessimistic now? Maybe I should express a little bit of optimism and ring the bell, but slightly. That's okay. The trial of self-acclaimed leader of proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, will begin afresh today before a new judge. Now, last week, Justice James Omotosho, to whom Kanu's treason trial was assigned, scheduled March 21 for the case to begin afresh before his court. Talking about the trials of Brother Nnamdi Kanu. Moving on, the Senate and the House of Representatives approved the state of emergency declared by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Rivers State on Tuesday. Now, the resolution of the two chambers was announced during plenary. Suspended Governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, has responded to some of the allegations made by President Bola Tinubu in the broadcast where state of emergency was declared in the state, to prove that he did nothing to dissuade criminal groups and militants from making good their threat to attack oil installations. Okay. Now, there is anxiety over fuel price following Wednesday's announcement by Dangote refinery that the sale of petroleum products in naira. The development is fueling panic buying at some filling stations, with marketers warning against such even as fuel prices remain stable. Well, they are saying there is no cause for alarm. That is what some marketers are saying. They are warning against panic buying. Please, we have a lot to deal with already. The fuel price or prices are somewhat stable and there's been a reduction. So somehow life is gradually coming back to normal. So what is it with this panic buying again? Away from that one, the 2023 presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar of the PDP and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, you might want to call it the LUP, along with former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, have announced the formation of a coalition of opposition leaders to challenge President Bola in 2027. Should I ring the bell to that? A coalition. Opposition leaders coming together, strong and formidable force to oust the APC in 2027. But it looks like the All Progressives Congress is undeterred, unperturbed, and they feel like, oh, come on, you're just playing. But let's see how things would actually unfold, right? Our fingers are crossed, and we're keeping tabs on this one, certainly. All right, the 2023 presidential candidate of party, that's LUP for short, there's Nigerian. Obi made this remark at the service of songs of Chief Okoji Awa, a former deputy controller general of the Nigerian Church, Yaba, on Thursday in Abuja. Well, it's really a very good admonition, if you ask me, to always pray for our dear country and our leaders. Whether we like it or not, we must pray for them. Maybe we are just heavy on, finding fault as opposed to praying for our leaders. So going forward, we should take it upon ourselves to always pray for our leaders. We would also do the same and have you follow suit. So maybe next week, Monday, myself and Uduak Daniel will take like 5 minutes of our time. Control NAFDAC has alerted the public on falsified Oxycontin ATMG, which it says was detected in an unregulated market in Switzerland. Now, the public alert was uploaded on the agency's website on Thursday. Moving on, another accident on Thursday on the Karu Bridge on the Abuja Kefi Expressway. The acting director general of the department, Abdul Rahman Mohammed, who made the confirmation in a statement in Abuja was lost. And the last thing we'd like you to know is the fact that the National Agency for Food is, you can as well send in your numbers on 087668888 or 090735. You can send your voice notes and your messages to the WhatsApp portal number on 090054450. I'm not saying call it now. We've not even started for you to just, keep tabs and just have a hold of the numbers. You can send in your voice notes or your messages as we take a look at the headline in Nigeria Tribune newspaper. And the big news story right there, rule after National Assembly approval, IBAS assumes duty to restore order. This has quite a number of riders and the needs collective support from all stakeholders. Without nay votes, approve. President ask administrator to report to National Assembly, not FEC. Senate wants eminent persons to resolve Wike and Fubara dispute. Tinubu salutes National Assembly. South-South Governors Forum says declaration did not meet constitutional provisions. All of that you'll find this morning on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Kidnapping is the kicker. Police deploy intervention squad on Shagamu Benin Expressway. That one is on page 26. Corps members 77,000 naira allowance takes effect March. This is coming from the Director General of the scheme. Ibadan Stampede or your government withdraws case against Naomi Oriyomi and also the principal. You find that one on page 12. We will not allow the destruction of national assets. Defense headquarters talking there. A writer underneath it says Disco office attacks. Nigerian military affirms commitment to rule of law. You find that one on page 28. Moving to page 3, reverse is the kicker. Atiku, Babachir Lawal, El-Rufai, others reject emergency rule. Task National Assembly, Judiciary to save democracy. Accuses Tinubu of bias. You find all of that on page 3, and that's just going to be about the size of the headlines. I will be taken from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Do well to grab a copy to get details. The Guardian newspaper is up next. A big news leads with thrones for hire. Thrones for hire. How politics, corrupt process, taint traditional institution and royal stools. There's a photograph right there just to back up that headline, and like I'd always say, that it speaks over 1 million words. Just recently, former President Olusegun Obasanjo came out to make very strong claims or allegations that our traditional institutions have been desecrated. We now have bandits, kidnappers, drug addicts as traditional leaders or rulers, if you like. And it speaks volumes. You really need to see this story and the photograph backing it up. You need to see it for yourself so you get sense of what I'm trying to say. But you can only get a hand on that one when you join us on Facebook and YouTube, where this segment of the show is being streamed live. It is at Eagles FM Abuja. All right, you find the details of this big story on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Report hinges failure of public water services on corruption and also negligence. So corruption is tied to every form of anomaly in our society today. You find that one on page 7. We freed 4,082 minor offenders to save 1 billion naira yearly, says federal government. You find that one on page 3. Moving to page 6, National Assembly faces a state of emergency approval. Fubara denies culpability. Details on page 6. And moving on to page 7, absence of Nigerian envoys not affecting foreign missions, Tugar assures. On page 6 again, 2027 is the kicker. Ganduje, minister, dismiss Atiku Obi El-Rufai coalition as failed gang up. Okay. And on page 28, expert laments rising use of synthetic drugs among youth. All right. And this one here says salary review for political office holders underway, says RMAFC. That's the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission. The chairman is the one talking there that salary review for political office holders is actually underway. But is it going to be a downward review or an upward review? You find details on page 18. And moving on to page 3, for peace, Pandef advises Tinubu to reverse emergency rule. All right, and the last one here, still on page 3, says, I endured Akpabio's sexual advances for over a year, Natasha alleges. So it's from one allegation to another. I think the month of March has been really, really eventful. I'm not going to lie, because take a look at the progression of events in 1 month, and today is just 21st. The Nation newspaper is up next, and the big news story right there says Ibas assumes office, warns sabotage and disorder. 3 writers underneath that headline. The first one says Senate House OK Tinubu's emergency rule declaration. The second writer says President hails lawmakers' patriotism. The third one says Fubara, no hand in oil pipeline bombing. Details on the front page. It continues right on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And still on the front page, to continue on page 5, Ganduje tackles Atiku over coalition against All Progressives Congress. Police raise death toll in Abuja gas tanker explosion to 10. May their souls rest in peace. Amen. You find that one on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. Nnamdi Kanu's trial begins afresh after 3 years. That's on page 3. And then Southwest spends 800 billion naira monthly on cow meat. 800 billion naira monthly on cow meat. Is it all the states in the Southwest, or what exactly are we looking at here? That should be a good read for you. You'll find details on page 1, and it leaves you wondering whether people no longer eat fish or eggs or crayfish. It's not cow meat. Federal government, okay, I think I'll just skip this one. Payment of 77,000 naira allowance to Youth Corps members begins, says NYC Director General. That is on page 3. And bringing multi-million-dollar investment to livestock sector. Two Interpol watch listed suspects arrested. All right, you'll find that one on the front page. It continues right on page 5, and you have this lone spot story on the Nation newspaper, the front page right there. It says Eagles in win on bust. This is confusing. Eagles in win on bust World Cup qualifier against Rwanda. That is on page 31 of the Nation newspaper. I'll leave it there and take a quick look at the Punch. Reverse emergency rule is still leading. National Assembly backs Tinubu as Fubara counters president's allegations. Suspended governor blames Wike. South governors oppose Tinubu. Ibas warns pipeline vandals. You find that one on pages 2 and 45 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And APC backs Tinubu as Atiku Obi Erfai intensify coalition talks. That's on page 45 as well. Fallen container grounds motorist in Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Details on page 5. And then federal government panel reconvenes on Monday over Naira for crude crisis. Details on page 29. US-based Nigerian woman faces 10-year jail for $40,980 fraud. You find that one on pages 4 and 5. And then federal government pardoned 4,000 prisoners. Save one on feeding. This is coming from the minister. You find out one on page 43 of the Punch newspaper. I'll leave it there. And the last but not the least will be the Daily Trust newspaper. And Atiku announces coalition against Tinubu. President cannot be distracted by sore losers. On Nanuga talking there. You'll find that one on pages 4 and 5 or pages 4 and 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Rivers crisis is the kicker. Doubt over quorum as National Assembly approves emergency rule. You'll find that one on page 10. Abuja accident. Agency calls for blood donation as death toll hits 10. All right, that's on page 3. Core members will get 77,000 naira allowance this month. This is coming from the NYC Director General, and that's just going to be about the size of the headlines I will be taking across the national dailies this morning. So very quickly, we'll go pay some bills. When we come back, it'll be time for you to call in to share your 2 cents uninterrupted. This is The Pages, live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. We'll be back in a bit. Do join us again.
Sorry, sir. We just sold the last one.
Chai! Papa, wetin happen? They just sold the 2-bedroom bungalow I wanted to buy, and all others are calling big prices. 30 million naira, 35 million naira for a 2-bedroom bungalow terrace. Have you tried my Abuja Home Limited? My Abuja Home Limited is selling their 2-bedroom terrace bungalows in Gwagwalada for a promo price of just 17 million naira only. Wow, that's very affordable. And in Gwagwalada, Abuja FCT, which is just 30 minutes from town? Yes, it's just after the FRCL radio house in Old Kutunku in Gwagwalada. Sure. For this promo price of 17 million naira, the 2-bedroom comes with a large sitting space, a sizable kitchen. The floors are tiled with 2 bathrooms and toilets with fitting windows with burglary proof, security, borehole water, electricity, and the area is cool. Wow, my Abuja Home Limited abi? Oya, give me the number. Just call 080-888-37426. I said 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824. That is 080-827-23824. My Abuja Home. Live the life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
There's power in this place.
Abuja, get ready for 3 extraordinary nights of completeness with Pastor Chris, tagged Upward and Forward Only.
The program at Abuja is taking place 21st to 23rd of March at the National Stadium.
From Friday the 21st to Sunday, 23rd March 2025 by 3 p.m. daily. Come encounter the glory and power of God to change all situations by the word of God with healing and deliverance. For more information, call 0704-676-5982 or 0902-919-3669. Powered by Christ Embassy, giving your life a meaning.
What happen, bros?
Now this Ramadan promo where they bust my head though.
Ramadan promo?
Yes, so the Ramadan promo from my Abuja Home Limited, their real estate company where they support small man to rise. You remember last year, my Abuja Home gave back 500 plots for free.
I remember people rush the land now.
Then they run am again oh. My Abuja Home Limited for their land where they for Peiko Gwagwalada for Abuja FCT. Then they give out another 300 plots for free in their Ramadan promo.
300 plots for free again?
Yes, 300 plots only. No be just any land oh. Now FCT Abuja land bros. Just pay the money for legal and admin and you don't become landowner like me.
How much, bros?
If you want 250 square meter plot, you pay only 700,000, and for 500 square meter plot, you pay 1 million only. But the promo dey finish soon oh, it dey finish soon oh.
Wow, 700,000 and 1 million naira, very affordable. Ramadan promo, help me, bros, before the land finish.
Just call 080-888-37426, 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824, 080-827-23824, or visit their website www.myabujahome.com. My Abuja Home, live the life.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
And right, we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is The Pages right here on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience. You can always on social media on YouTube and Facebook. The show has been streamed live. We see number one. If you're yet to join, us on YouTube or Facebook, now to YouTube FM Abuja at Eagles FM Abuja. You want to share these platforms as well. We'll be very glad to acknowledge your thoughts. And we also have our Play Store. Download it so you can listen to us from anywhere in the world. And Abuja won't be a barrier at the end of the day. Very quickly, the numbers to call this morning to be part of 0907 353 0044 or 09068888. You can send a voice note or a message to WhatsApp on 0909 705 445. Please, dear listener, when you call in to share your thoughts, please stay civil, avoid use of language, and try to keep your diverse views morning. Do not also forget to turn down the volume of your radio set. If you must play factual, because this station will not accommodate claims that cannot be substantiated. Understanding. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My friend, good morning. How is our king?
He's very well, thank you.
Dr. Prince Ike.
Good to have you, Dr. Prince Ike. Please go ahead.
Well done. Happy weekend.
I wish you the very same.
Commemorate the families that, have their lost ones being lost. Fire explosion, our roads to Kubo. It's a place. God should give us, give them the flexible law. Can't we change that nothing, is working in Nigeria? I'm not, no business we are not going to hear accidents, cancer explosion. It's a, celebrative situation and circumstance we have been seeing. And also, the federal government have the money. Nigeria is highly blessed, both man also natural resources. Therefore, and mostly is, leadership with radio and program. Please, if this thing can be done, moment, there's no things are okay. Understand me? A nation whose foundation has been like act of leadership. Is it not corruption? Is it not accident? Putting out of us. We have passed beyond this, mantra and also nice anthem every day. People that have, gotten in the academic technology and otherwise. Right. Let's show that other people will come. Thank you, call.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. I just had to let that one slide. Didn't turn down the volume of your radio set. The feed wasn't nice at all. For subsequent callers, please do turn radio set when you call in so we can spend it. No pun intended, but on a serious note, let's just short volume of our radio set. Good morning to you.
Good morning,
Moses.
Moses from Suleja.
Right.
You're up to this morning.
Moses, we might just have to declare a state of emergency on this coffee things.
Then on the state of emergency, drinking out your saliva, you need to be refilled.
That's right.
Thank you. Yeah, you made a valid point this morning by your preamble to these our trailers. I think if the government will follow what you have just said this morning, all journeys should be in the night. I think that was what was sustainable some days ago. Why they violate that issue, that rule? Because moving freedom, because all these small cars are not moving not so much like that. The traffic hold up by these trailers. So yeah, the union should be called upon that most of these journeys should be by night. I think it should be more safe. West of coppers that this month they will give. I saw that they have started paying them. Why do they keep those people? These are people who their money should not be tampered with. This money that was announced, I think by now they should have been enjoying this money by for the president. Look at the money approved to them. They have started paying them. So please, they to quickly put what is needful for this our young youth. If you take somebody all the way from Edo down to Sokoto, and how him or her to sustain with that little amount you are giving them. So I think they should do something quickly. And finally, M-Rufai and others, joint collaboration as of this president, 2027. MIA, if MIA is a ministerial portfolio, will you act to why? What is happening in this country? We must believe that Nigerians, their eyes should open.
Okay.
Most of them are there for themselves alone.
All right.
Thank you
so much, Moses. I wish you the very same. Nigerians, your eyes should be open. But I'm just wondering, how else should we open our eyes to the reality on ground? So much for your submission. All right. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Abubakar calling you from Gwagwalada. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Abubakar,
the tragic explosion is an unfortunate one. It has left to the cause and property. I believe the law enforcement is supposed to enforce sanctions on drivers. Most of them they don't have for traffic laws the ferocity as if they are not human beings. I think the bribing hours should be restricted to night journey through Abuja.
Right.
That is the only way out. And calling proposed coalition Atiku label, it should be Nigeria because everybody is feeling the heat of economic harm. Okay. We all of us are protesting. It should not be resisted Erufai. It is Nigeria coalition against Tinubu. We are waiting. Thank you.
They say Nigeria coalition against Tinubu. You're realizing it. Haven't you seen the reaction of some other APC stalwarts? They are not moved and even bothered by this opposition leaders just to oust the APC in 2027. So we cannot say general coalition against Tinubu come 2027 because we still have Nigeria to the APC and of course the leadership of the president Bola Tinubu. Bless for calling. Good morning to you. All right, that is 1-7-353-0044 or 0908-888. Send 97050. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Felix from Lambata.
Good to have you, Felix.
I greet Abubakar from Gwagwalada and other callers and listeners. My greetings to the management of Eagles FM.
Yes.
The foundation was founded many years back, but the builders are not really make complete this project. And at a point, it's committed. And what do you find with abandoned projects? You find all these things, and in fact, some become wildlife habitation for predators having a field day. Look at what's happening in our so-called National Assembly. The particular day the pronouncement was about the state of emergency in Rivers State. They don't trust themselves, and they know that they could not with that God defy it the next day, so that they can make call to most of their members who have left the country hard, and so they can come down immediately and form the for their approval I to tell you that National Assembly don't have say. Any opposition there is rejected. Look at the interaction between Dixon and the Senate President. We are not practicing democracy. What we have is a dictatorial government. But it won't last forever. Whatever Nigerians are going through, whatever they are our prayer, and solution will come one day. Thank you and God bless you.
Felix, thank you so much. But is that enough to tag our prestigious Nigerian Senate? A so-called Nigerian Senate? All right. Let's see if we can take one from Suleja, I guess.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is very well, thank you.
I want to contribute on this tanker.
Right.
If telling them to drive in the night, they need to check the drivers themselves.
Okay.
You see, what I'm saying is that 2 weeks ago, I went to repair a car. And the driver, I think he's just coming back from journey. In our park, he came and sat us. Now he was saying that then they now started discussing about this accident. He started saying that it's just these small boys that used to drive those tanker, that the one that normally have this accident. You understand?
Right.
He now make example of himself, saying that when he was driving, that time he was single, he don't have family. Really, he drive anyhow. Okay. But now he's married with 2 children. Anytime he's on the road, he will be thinking of his family.
Oh,
you see? So they should look into those people that are driving also.
Okay.
They should check them very well before they start driving.
All right.
Because I don't understand. Even on Monday, one straight down also along this expressway, this Abuja Kaduna after Zuma Rock side. One straight down. But it was very good that the military, they really came. They came there quickly and surround the place so that people will not start scooping the fuel. If not, we could have had another thing.
Yes.
This NYC issue, I hope they should pay them.
On our roads, it's really very disturbing. Maybe anyone that is made to drive any of these heavy duty trucks should be made to undergo drug test, to be sure that they are sane and well okay to even drive on our roads, so we don't have casualties almost every now and then. So I'll quickly proceed to the WhatsApp portal now to take the contributions. That we have on here. I would be starting off with the voice note. Let's take a listen to this one.
Thank you, Princess. Good morning, Princess. God bless your heart. It's Aluta Senator Obasanjo calling you in River State. I asked you this question yesterday. This is a military regime. If not a military regime, how will this done yesterday? This is a military regime. If not a military regime, how will and a governor that was elected by the people will be removed?
That voice note. We do hope that this energy would also be sustained up until 2027. By way of Nigerians as individuals taking it upon ourselves really to educate ourselves and also sensitize ourselves on the need for you to have your PVC. And
it was during rushing hour, and again, and look at what happens. So in case of emergency, where will even the vehicle come to rescue people? That is the challenges there. The National Youth Corps will get 77,000 naira. I hope it's not an audio promise. The National Youth Corps will get 77,000 naira. I hope it's not an audio promise. I asked one civil servant, how about the minimum wage of 70,000? He said it was a scam. That is what the civil servant told me. He said all said and done, it was scam. He said still up to now they have never even yet to receive that 70,000 naira. Now they are promising the youth and done, it was scam. He says still up to now they have never even yet to receive that 70,000 naira. Now they are promising the youth copper. 77,000 naira. Again, we hope it's not audio promise. They should fulfill.
For your contribution on the show this morning.
Good morning, inside this morning. My name is Bibi. I greet our caller. Nigeria matter, they make me the laugh. See, the issue where they bother Nigeria, nobody they tackle it at all. They make me the laugh. See, the issue where they bother Nigeria, nobody they tackle it at all. We they tackle about party, APC project. I don't really understand. But party, APC project. I don't really understand. Can we face what is the issue that is bothering Nigeria? And yes, because I'm not two soldiers. What are we saying? We they talk about I don't really understand. Who want to vote come out? I think my dad signed my 8 years. Now I think we want vote to come out. We are taking L5 join hands together. Now make they come out, they do what is right now, so that you will know whether we form another party. No be that they keep people. So how many people died there before yesterday? Another one, I tell you yesterday, another one was swap. You know what yesterday did?
An opposition. So it shows that this is not a mayor saying, oh, we know them. The APC will something. The APC will just override them. No, it showed that the collective decision of the people who are representing us, that peace must reign in River State and in Nigeria. The Turkish stand to approve it show that they want love in Nigeria. And those who are asking for Wike to be sacked are really, you don't really get it, because Wike has nothing to do with what is happening there. These are the work of the Bas Builder and Naysayer. Thank you very much.
All right, GB, thank you so much for that voice note and your contribution to the show this morning. All right. Okay. I don't know where you got that from, really, to say that the opposition, they are the majority in the Senate, but is that really the case as we speak? Let's quickly take a look at the messages that we have on here. We'll be made to understand that you can actually identify fake rice by using simple tests like the water test, that's the genuine rice sinks, plastic rice floats, the fire tests, and from Suleja. Thank you, Sister Daisy. Happy Jumad, right? The militant and secure our pipelines. Emmanuel, thank you so much. Samia from Kuje says, good morning to you, my sister, Princess Adeze 1 or more, and welcome to another new day. Please, if the people in Aso Rock don't want Fubara as River State governor, they should come out and tell us instead of giving a dog a bad name in order to kill it. How on earth can the president accuse Fubara of the one being behind or the one behind the pipeline bomb blast? I hope they have proof. Let us fear God in this country. The review of the National Assembly salary, is it upward or downward? My heartfelt and sincere condolences to the families of the people that lost their loved ones to the tanker explosion at, is it Kubwa or Karu? May God comfort and console them in Jesus' says, good morning, presenter. Keep up the good work. Bola Tinubu declaring state of emergency in River State and the National Assembly assenting to it is a gross insult to Nigerians and the Constitution at large. This illegality must not stand. And it is unfortunate that our lawmakers, they have become lawbreakers.